Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So Amazulu King MisuZulu kaZwelithini is celebrating his 50th birthday today. The king, of course, is the son of the late monarch Goodwill Zwelithini and Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu. Now, since he was named the preferred king in 2021, his kingship has been met with, let's call it controversy for lack of a better term. So we decided to take this moment perhaps to reflect on his time on the throne as we build up to Heritage Day tomorrow. And to help us think through some of the salient points, let's bring in independent cultural expert Khaya Ndwandwe, who's with us here in studio. So it's great to have you on the SABC. Thank you for popping by.
Thank you very much for having me, greeting the viewers at home.
And what a time it's been since the coronation of the king, because of course it came from a very unique circumstance, unprecedented in many ways, when we think about the passing of his father, and then very soon after that his mother, and the controversy leading up to his taking up the kingship. So perhaps let's just begin with your kind of assessment of the sense of stability within the royal house, if any, as you and I speak today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Firstly, abadala bathe ngithi bamfisela unwelo olude since umzukulu wabo abakwaNdwandwe. You know that there was a commotion before when he took over the throne. You know that there was point A and point B where they fight against each other, but the elders, they did manage to keep the situation running. You did see even the president who is running the state now already give him a certificate to authorize him as a king. So now he's on the throne, everything is going right. He's the king of Amazulu. You know, last week there was a red dance at Enyogeni that was performed by renewal by his father. We are going to Waduguza tomorrow to keep on the show going on.
Yeah, and you know, the Goodwill Zwelithini was lauded for really uplifting the Zulu culture and culture just generally speaking. I mean, he had a few years on the throne and I suppose he's had an opportunity to build on that. How confident are you that that legacy is able to continue now in a context where, you know, hopefully there is that stability? Yes,
it's going to continue. You know, when he came, it looked like he's getting confused. You remember he delivered the first speech at Ulunde, where was Mntwana Pindangen used to assist him.
Yes.
Some other people, they thought that he can't speak Zulu, but in our culture, we have got idiomatic expression that say, Inkonyane took his sing. It was the first day for him to be in the public domain like that. But if you can look now, when they deliver his speech, everything is going accordingly. To answer that question, he is a right king. He's going to do the best because even the elders are still there. They were surrounding Inkosi Mdlokombane. They are going to monitor him and guide him to go forward. But I know that shoes of Mr. King Mdlokombane was a big shoes, but he's coming in a right trend.
Yeah, there's a term you just used there in isiZulu. Perhaps you can unpack it for us, because I remember that moment. You know, there was a lot of stuttering. It was a bit of a few jitters. And there was genuine concern because, you know, of course, the task at hand is quite a marathon.
Yeah, you know the thing. The opponent, they go to court. The thing is everything is on court. It's in court. The court is not did finalize everything, but he is in the throne. Culturally, he did what you call ungene esibayeni, bamcole esibayeni. The government did give him the certificate to show him that they recognize the king. So he's going to do everything accordingly as the king. You know, he's got all the benefit. The government is sponsoring the functions, the red dance, umkhosi womhlanga. Everything is going according. Even the government recognizes the king.
Yeah, it's interesting you keep emphasizing that, because there has been reports about the king apparently being worried that the very same government is seemingly trying to curtail his powers. And I think at the center of that controversy was issues around the Ingonyama Trust, which have long been in the public domain. Are you happy with how all of that is being navigated, at least as a cultural expert?
Yes, if you let's go to the curtail of, you know, that now the Department of Education is going to cut down in other provinces. So I think it's that budget that was going down. Excuse me, as you see, that Department of Education is facing the same problem. Department of Health is facing the same problem, but they won't nullify the kingship of Amazulu. Things will keep on going accordingly.
We are approaching Heritage Day tomorrow, and that's part of really why we are hoping to have this discussion with you. It's much also of a broader discussion around heritage in this country and perhaps the role of monarchies as institutions. You know, when I used to study sociology, I was told that culture is never static. It's ever evolving, and we interact differently with the symbols and traditions. And I wonder where you would place the significance of the institution of monarchs in South Africa's democratic dispensation?
As you see, the government is with the king. We are not the only nation that have got a different culture. You see, if you can go to Pesheya Kwenciba, we'll find isiko lokusoka. Go to KwaMpumalanga, they did so in Ngoma. The king, he is a custodian of the nation and the custodian of history. He is the one who is going to give the nation a guidance. So once as we saw, you are going to Shaka's day tomorrow, used to call it Egwazulu because used to say Holy Tirga. So it's how we were told who was Shaka, the king, who was King Shaka, which role he plays. So even the king personally is playing a different role now because he keep on reminding, calling Amabuto together. I think the other thing now, he must gather his own regiment. You know that when he come to the throne, he named ibutho lakhe inala. That's why Inyos used to say umthundulo ovuthwe ngenala ngokwathayiza is going to carry on in that routine.
Any kind of, monarchy, dynasty, institution is not too far from politics. We've seen the Amazulu kingship also in some ways coming up in political war of words, for lack of a better term. And, it's a question I have to ask you, especially because there've been all kinds of allegations being made to and fro. Is it wise for the institution that is the Amazulu Royal House to be even mired in any kind of politics?
You can't separate Amazulu King with politics because Prince Liga Isaiah Seme was born at Usuthu. If I can tell you something, first meeting of the ANC private meetings was held at Usuthu. If you are at Enyogeni, you look far side, you'll see there is a mountain there. Under that mountain, there is a big stone. They call it Ichelganopala. It's where they used to hold the meeting of the ANC before they go to Bloemfontein via walk. So to go to your question, you can't separate the monarchy and the politics because everything now, he must be subsidized by the government. The vehicle, security, during that event, everything now is sponsored by the government. You can't separate, but he can't be a leader of the politics party. Always, he lead all Amabuto, some others are ANC, some others are DA. But if he say, if Induna say we are Memezo Randaba, all Amabuto come together, like Mr. Mwango, Action SA always come there with Amabuto. People who are so educated, they come, they forget their position. They know now we are Amabuto Zulu, they sing one song. So you can't say, we can't divert in that with politics with the king because everything now is aligned. They are the one who can say this, we can't treat a king like this because of 1, 2, 3. You remember that they say now a town Tegwin must be named after Mdlogombane. These are the political parties they mention. So if the king say no, it's good, the government says good, everything will go.
All right, so much more to be said, but I suppose time is not necessarily on our side. Really do appreciate your popping by and speaking to us about these issues. Thank you very much indeed. Cultural expert there, Khaya Ndwandwe, as we take stock of what is the current monarch's 50th birthday celebration, and there it represented very nicely there on your screen. Unwele olude hlanga lezizwe.